Okay, here we're back in Sentinels Prime. So this is a bit of a spur-of-the-moment thing. I wasn't really expecting to have the time, but we'll try to knock one out really quick. So this is the Grue Metamind. This is the nemesis of Pseudo. And for this game, we will bring you... Do we want Doc Metropolis here? Like, it's a little bit of a double-edged sword to bring him and Siren, because she can blow up his locations pretty easily and pretty quickly. It's just, we didn't get to use the streetlights or anything, and the Grue have a lot of minions that you can kind of bind if you get the right stuff. And we'll go to Farside City. So just to show you, Grue is difficulty 2. We'll actually go over its card in-game. Pseudo is difficulty 3, Captain Thunder is 1, Doc Metropolis is 2, and Siren is also 2. Meanwhile, Farside City is 2, so it's supposed to be like a middle of the game difficulty spike. Return to the Unity Rogue. There is no hope for you. I choose to defend what is right by defying you. So he starts with a drone. Now he's going to reveal the top card of his deck, bringing out the Brute, and then I think he reveals 3 cards, and he'll summon extra Grue that happen to be there. So I actually want Pseudo to get whacked real quick, so that he's below the threshold to avoid a Nemesis shot. Okay, let's go. So the Grue Metamind has 1 point of melee damage reduction. When you knock its HP to 0, it will flip. It tells you right here, at the end of the villain turn, the top 3 cards of the villain deck are revealed, all the Grue are put into play, the other stuff gets shuffled back into the deck. If no targets enter play, then the Grue Metamind lashes out against all non-villain targets with 2 energy damage. So basically there's a lot of shred damage that's going to be going on here to make Doc Metropolis's locations get... they kind of get wrecked. And then on the flip side, you'll battle them in the Psychic Plane. So it's going to flip back to 30 HP, just like Baron Blade does when he flips. It's going to wipe out all the environment cards, and each player have to discard their hand and draw as many cards as they discard this way. So basically them leaving the physical behind and going psychic. So you have to sacrifice each non-character card in your play area except for 2. So once again, this is more location destruction for Doc. Then you skip straight to the villain turn, no more hero turns until it goes back around, so he steals a little bit of action just like Stuntman does. And then each time Grue enters play, he discards it and then heals. The top card of the villain deck will play, so Siren has a way to mitigate healing, which is why she's here. And at the start of each turn, the top card of the villain deck is played. I don't know how many Grue are in his deck now that I think about it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then he has 3 in play, so that's 11 of 25. He can basically heal a lot, but hopefully by then we'll have some setup going. As for Pseudo, he relies on the shape mechanic. Deal 1 target 2 melee damage, and he can play a shape. And as for the cards we have, Grue Battle Shifter. At the start of your turn, you may play 1 shape. Until the end of your turn, increase damage dealt by Pseudo by 1, you may play a shape. Now, as for the shapes themselves, you can only have 1 in effect. This is like, I think it's Buffer Overflow for Parse, where you can, instead of just destroying the card, you just damage yourself to discard a card, and a villain card that's trying to go into play. And then we have Stealthy Form. First time Pseudo be dealt damage each turn, you may redirect that damage to another hero target. If you do, increase the next damage dealt by Pseudo by 1. So I'm not really a big fan of that. Kind of leaning towards this one. I just realized I didn't read these. Target neutralized. Our strength is both mental and physical. 1,000 weapons are programmed into our very form. Yeah, I'm just gonna rely on the others having splash damage without seeing their decks yet. We're gonna discard Doc. Aw, oh, man, that's one of the ones I wanted. We'll get to that one in a moment. As for Captain Thunder, he has a little bit of a legacy thing going on, even though he's more Shazam than Superman. Deal 1 target 1 lightning damage, and 1 player may play a card. And if you didn't see what we just drew, Mind Over Matter. Reduce psychic damage dealt to hero targets by 1. Each time a hero target deals damage, they may change the type of that damage to psychic, basically allowing us to get around the damage reduction here. He deals energy damage here, but on this side, he doesn't actually lash out, does he? He's going to be relying on his actual effect cards. Anyway, we have Ionic Blast, where you call down the lightning, damaging an enemy, but you also take some recoil damage. You have Lightning Force, which is just Fortify. And then Push the Envelope. Captain Thunder deals 1 target 2 melee. You may discard 2 cards. If you do, then he deals 1 target 3 melee. So we don't want to use this one yet. But we can go ahead and do this. And basically I have 2 points of damage reduction against Psychic here, and then 1 for everyone else. So we're able to use the No Way Street. Let's see. I'm leaning towards the animated asphalt. He's not stopping. Forgot to read that one. Let's go with the animated asphalt. The city itself fought back. From Concrete Born. And then it doesn't really matter for these. It's only the Metamine that has the damage reduction. So I can actually use that to block the backlash, can't I, of her stuff? Because for battle, it's not that one. It's this one. So I can put 2 weather effects into play. She has a card that's kind of like Tempest's Lightning Storm. Here it is. Deals each target 1 cold damage. So we can change that to Psychic and prevent the backlash, courtesy of Pseudo. We just need to actually get that. So I will play the Storm Surge, because I'm not really a fan of this one, Loa. Yeah, you have to discard a card to keep this going. It makes them immune to the damage you deal, so you kind of mitigate your backlash. You get environmental protection, too. It's kind of up to you if it's really worthwhile. So I'm going to discard this one because it's a duplicate, and before I forget, one moment they were there, the next they were gone. Balmy Breeze, you can see this is like a very poor man's cleansing downpour. The cool part is just that you get the 1 healing. It's just, I'll get rid of the Loa for now. Let the gentle breezes rise and soothe. For this one, you do have to watch out that turns everything irreducible, so we will lose out on a lot of our damage reduction. The thing is, they will too, it's just I think we pay a higher price than them. As for her power, deal 1 target 2 cold, you can destroy a weather effect. Some of these have effects, I think, when they get destroyed. Silver Nut. The Moonstone. Increase damage dealt by environment targets by 1, reduce damage dealt to targets by 1. Metamorph Infiltration. So the Mind-Link Slave came out. So this one we want to be Pseudo. We can redirect this into Siren, I guess. Yep. So I'm not going to bother playing that. Going to convert this into Psychic so I get a Nemesis bonus. And the first time a hero target deals damage each turn, they may also deal one target 1 Psychic damage. The Moonstone, fabled source of Farside City's power. And then more Nemesis damage. So we got Static Response there. The first time Captain Thunder is dealt damage by non-hero targets each turn, he deals one target 1 lightning damage. So we can use this to kind of like do a counterattack to neutralize something. I should also point out for the Ionic Blast now, we can convert this to 2 psychic damage and get this completely mitigated while still dealing the... Yeah, I'll actually do that just to show you, since we haven't set up. I mean, I wasn't expecting to get it this early, if anything. I'm no Zeus, but try this. And for the Moonstone, we can... Oh, I forgot to read these. At the end of the villain turn, this target deals the hero target with the lowest 1 HP. Each target dealt this way deals itself 1 psychic damage. And you can see we have a very easy way to block this. If nothing's dealt this way, then it starts to destroy equipment. So don't completely ignore that, but we have ways to destroy that very, very easily. And that's completely neutralized. I kind of want to go with this one. I will keep them occupied. Hey, we got the lasso. For this one, we have to convert that to Psychic. The others don't really matter. I'm going to go ahead and hold this. And for the big hit to this guy. And since the locations themselves are dealing the damage, that keeps activating the Moonstone. We will destroy the Metamorph. Destroy a weather effect. Select one target until the start of your next turn. Prevent the first damage that will be dealt by that target each turn. Yeah, I think I'll pass on that. Contemplating, do I want to kill the Brute? Cosmic Radiation Surge. So it knows this is a weather effect. Forgot to mention that's why we brought Siren. So at the start of the environment turn, each Preserver artifact deals itself 2 energy damage. At the end of the environment turn, one hero creature may deal himself 2 fire and 2 energy damage. If dealt this way, destroy this card. Convert convert that to psychic, and as a result, nothing will actually happen. Out comes a Mindling Slave, and he's lashing out. So we'll let the location take the hit. This will be completely mitigated. And we still don't have anything here to use. So I think Pseudo is supposed to be like a Martian Manhunter type, in case you're not familiar with him. Yeah, let's go with this one. Purely for the Nemesis bonus. Malleable Flesh we can finally put into play. So I think no, this is the one we drew, Shock and Awe. Deals one target 3 lightning damage, and then everyone can draw a card, so this is like bolster allies. And this time we will put the stack response out. For the Moonstone, I actually want to hit this one. Location or environment card into its deck. 3 targets, 3 projectile damage, so I can send this in and then get that effect, since it's just any environment card. It's not restricted to a target or anything like that. Now we can put this one out to prevent stuff from dealing damage. It's just for this particular setup, it's not going to make a difference. We will go ahead and heal our locations. So hitting that one was a waste. So you actually get to see a lot more out of Doc Metropolis this game than his Nemesis fight. So, time for you to die. Okay, yeah, I just want to make sure I read those. Let's mind our manners. So for the Sweltering Heat, at the start of your turn, deals each target 1 fire damage. And then you're able to deal 1 target 1 fire and 1 psychic damage. So we'll play this because even though it's going to backlash everything with fire, with turning everything to psychic, we can just mitigate it immediately. Now, if my locations were in bad shape, I could do that to patch them up. Since everything is kind of fine right now, I mean... does this actually make a difference? Not really. I don't have any damage amplification, otherwise the Sweltering Heat could be a good card to play. I didn't read it, so I'll go back. I'm going to have to read all these, so let's get this one first. Do not forget the wind is also mine. So she does sound like Storm in some of these cards, if you've seen the old 90s X-Men cartoon. What strange and powerful forces pass through here? Card is indestructible. At the start of the environment turn, its target has 0 or fewer HP, deals each target other than itself 2 energy damage. Notice this is a Preserver artifact, by the way. At the end of the environment turn, one player may play 1 card. If they do, this card deals itself 2 energy damage. So, we'll see if we can shuffle that away. So, Discord. Well, there goes our damage reduction. Out comes the Metamorph. for the So Discord, increased damage dealt by hero targets to hero targets by 1. So Captain Thunder can no longer use his move, otherwise he'll just blow himself up a little bit here. And then it mentions the hero target with the lowest HP deals the hero target with the highest 1 psychic. As long as Captain Thunder is the highest, that will be blocked. Before I forget, one must be my real teammate, but which one? So, why can't... Oh. It's the Star Turn effect. So, Malleable Flesh. Each time you play a shape, you heal, draw 3 cards, discard each shape card drawn this way. We're just going to continue wailing on the Metamind. And I can play that to heal, but I have no incentive to at the moment. Another risky impersonation. I'm not getting any of my shapes. You guys are going to have to wait for another game to get the full Pseudo demonstration, I guess. We drew Thunder Punch, deals 1 target, 1 melee, 2 lightning, 3 sonic. So we can go ahead and do that here. We're going to convert it all over to psychic. And this is for Centurion. I don't know who Centurion is, by the way. As for the card play, let's give this to Doc Metropolis to get this into play. In Freedom City, you know there's always someone watching over you. Push the envelope. So we can do the lively infrastructure for a draw 3. We've got location finally. So this will allow you to reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, putting the locations into play, discard the other cards. It says there's 10 in our deck. The reason why I'm not going to put this out just yet is because we're getting close to where he's going to wipe everything, so I don't want to increase the amount of things on the field unless I'm willing to part with it immediately. So let's go with the No Way Street. Reveal the Grue. Metamind Imperative. Increase damage dealt by villain targets by 1. Hey, we got home turf. Reveal the top 3 cards in the environment deck. You may discard 1 of them and then return the others to the top of the environment deck in any order. Convert that to psychic, so Steel deals damage. And we're just going to lock everything into psychic for at least this turn. Here we go. So there goes the Moonstone. We have to sacrifice our hands, but we get to draw new ones. So we at least have another shape. We also have the Thickened Build finally. So I'm going to discard the Battle Shifter. And the Stealthy Form, I think. Since we won't be spammed anymore, we can get rid of the stack response, because he's not going to play any more Grue cards. So we want to keep this one so that we can at least see like what's coming. But I will part with this one since it's almost dead. Actually, we should probably get rid of this one. Or no, it's this one we need to destroy because it's going to be a solitary target from here on out. Now he skips straight to his turn. Out comes the imperative. So the Grue gets destroyed, but heals him. Another imperative. So if not for the imperative, we would still be blocking all this. You can see that's going to keep playing more and more. So for the thickened build, when this enters play, you get 3 HP, and then you destroy a shape. Well, you can only have the one shape. But most importantly, you can reduce the damage you take. So we can draw or play a card. We can actually get some shapes finally. This makes Pseudo immune to melee and projectile damage. So this kind of gives you the effect of Voss's ships, even though it's more like the Martian Manhunter just becoming intangible. So let's go with this one so we can get 3 extra cards. Ooh, we got it. So Barbed Spines would have been a lot more fun earlier because this allows you to counterattack, so to speak. We drew Clobbering Arms, deal 1 target 3 melee damage. At the end of your turn, deal 1 target 3 melee. So hopefully you guys know what I'm going to be playing. And then it says either, no matter my form, I am myself. So we'll go with this one for now. We will do this. And then I can play the Clobbering Arm for this. And then the end of turn effect. It shouldn't have its melee damage reduction anymore, but what do we get? Ouch. Deals the hero target with the highest HP 3 psychic damage. Any target dealt this way deals each other target 1 melee. So we have Shocking Rebuke. When this card enters play, Captain Thunder deals each non-hero 1 lightning damage. And then redirect all damage dealt by non-hero targets to Captain Thunder. This is lead from the front, basically. But it only lasts for the 1 turn, and you don't have to hit yourself, because... Is that the one where you hit yourself for 3 melee? I can't remember offhand. But anyway, we have Energize right here, which I mentioned before is like bolster allies. So we'll hurt ourselves if we play that one. He doesn't have anything left, so I don't want to play Energize yet. Let's go with the Rebuke. If I can get him low enough, I can possibly block his damage with Doc Metropolis. Now, I didn't draw another Clobbering Arm, otherwise I could play that here to get a little bit of extra damage, but that's fine. We will give the card play over to Doc Metropolis. Let's put Man About the Town in. I know where I am needed. expert control, so we have to sacrifice an ongoing card. So we'll get rid of the Ionic Blast here. Let's make some room. So yeah, let's draw 3. So for home turf, you can reveal the top 3 cards of the environment deck, discard 1, return the others to the top of the deck in any order. I don't think we need to worry about the environment deck just yet. We can use this to mitigate the lashing out when that hits 0. I have a few options here. Yeah, let's start using the cranes. Next card's gonna be a Grue, so it's gonna heal. Since everything is healthy location-wise, I'll take the draw 2 of Mad About Town. And we got another Clarion Crane. So a massive 10 HP nuke. But then it's gonna blow itself up, I'm afraid. So here heals for 2. And so Discord. This is Siren's heal going off in case you don't remember. So here we have the Bitter Maelstrom, deals each target 1 projectile damage. So it's just like Lightning Storm. And I don't have the thing where it lashes out anymore, so let's go ahead and get this out and going. We don't really need the healing, so the storm matches my fury. That very much sounds like a Storm line from the old X-Men cartoon. At my command, strike. So looking at what he has left in his deck, there's 3 Grue cards left. So he heals for 2 and then draws another. Lunar Unrest. Play the top card of the environment deck. And then there's also a Lady Lunar card that hasn't hit play just yet. Dominate Will. Does anyone have a really nasty one-shot to drop? That's not that handy. So we can mitigate some of this by turning it into Psychic. She'll essentially deal 5 points of damage. I'm cool with doing that now. For this one, because we can have Pseudo attack. It's just for the card play. I don't have a nasty one-shot for anyone else. So yeah, let's stick with Howling Gale. You have sown the wind, now reap the whirlwind. So this one we want to convert. I needed to hold that. There's another Lunar Unrest, Cosmic Radiation Surge. We can skip that. Outcomes Dominate Will. I was about to say, those should start destroying themselves now. Sad part is I don't have any ongoing destruction here. He heals again. Another sleeper. So each time Grue enters play, increased damage dealt by that card by 1 until the start of the villain turn. Basically, this doesn't do anything anymore because he's out of Grue. And hopefully you see this is supposed to be like the scroll stuff. Each time a non-Grue villain card enters play, Grue Metamind deals each non-villain target 1 psychic damage. Basically, if you don't have a way to mitigate damage by this point, you can extremely easily get overwhelmed. And I don't have anything to play here at the moment either. But luckily, sometimes you don't need anything to play. So Omniverse Explorer 2 out of 4, and Evil Schemes thwarted 2 out of 4. So that was the Grue Metamind. And you guys got to see a little bit more of how some of these cards can interact with each other. The cool thing is how we got to do a little bit of a triangle relationship here, converting her Backlash to Psychic and just eliminating it, and just allowed him to thrive. We got to see his nuke once. You can see when you get his locations in the trash, he can almost hit as hard as Tachyon can with her Lightspeed Barrage. So use that power accordingly. Allows you to definitely build up and hopefully cut loose. As for him, we got to show off a couple of the forms, but we didn't get to do any sort of backlash cheese with the spikes. I don't know if any of the other villains use a lot of mobs like this guy. He kind of reminds me of Voss a little bit with all the minions, but it's a lot more active than Voss is. So I guess that's why it's a 2 and Voss is a 3. But anyway, that is it, folks. Actually, didn't they boost Voss in the remake or something? Yeah, I can't remember. But yeah, that was the Grue Metamind. Next up will be, I don't even remember who. Hades. So, I'll see you guys over there next time. I'm the Hero of Light. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.